Alright. First floor, lounge. No, see here! Ugh. Sorry. I'm so sorry. How long do you intend? Oh, fuck! Oh, the voices are mixing up in my brain. How long do you intend to hold me? It is impossible for me to be the criminal I told you, Mr. LeBlanc. Oh, it is you. Tell this man to stop me from going. Time is money. I don't even have 1 second of wasteful time to spend. Imagine having to be stuck on a plane that entire time. Oh, that'd be awful.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, good lord. Alright. Oh, so this part is completely sectioned off.
Yeah.
Why is the Ifly still there? We put the hat back on.
I don't know.
Oh, I've found a discrepancy!
Oh!
Did you finish taking a statement yet? Yep, all done, sir. I do not concern if you're not done examining the cargo hold. I want my cargo back! If you make a single scratch on my art, you will pay. What sort of art? Mr. LeBlanc is an art dealer, so he's got a bunch of artwork down in the cargo hold, sir. There's practically a mountain of them, large and small. From folk costumes of stone statues, I sell all kinds of art. Folk costumes? Speaking of which, Mr. LeBlanc's hat.
Yeah, that's the pattern we found.
Oh, shit!
That's what I was thinking. I was like, man, that looks like something like he's wearing, but I couldn't remember what.
Yeah, I was like looking at it. I was like, those colors are obnoxious as hell. It might be belonging to him, but I didn't want to say anything because I was like, it'll be whatever. Mr. LeBlanc, can you please take a look at this for me? It's a Borgian cloth. As I suspected, your hat is made of the same material, I suppose. Yes, of course. This fabric is so famous. Orders come from all over the seas for more.
Someone probably got him the cargo hold.
And this is the cargo you were talking about earlier. No. My cargo this time is much many gigantic. You, detective, when can I have my cargo moved? You can get your cargo back when we're done investigating, pal. The stubbornness of you police, it is no good. And it is no good that attendants refuse to exit the attendants' room, too. He's talking about Mr. Nero. What did... Oh, God.
Oh, I feel it. I'm getting a little slubby.
Oh, I want to try and at least finish the case.
Yeah, I want to try to at least finish it.
What did you mean by that attendant, Miss LeBlanc? It doesn't help you doing the sleepy voice for this.
I know!
She was taken into the attendance room for her interview, and then they still have not come out! They make no sign of coming out either. I was finished with my own interview much earlier, quicker than her. Why is Mr. Nero's interview the only one that's taking up so much time?
Miles Edgeworth, you were given free rein to examine the plane, weren't you?
Yes, I was able to obtain the cooperation of the flight attendants. Oh, are we about to have to do an argument? Speaking of attendants, I'd like to speak with Miss Nero. I wonder if you might grant me permission to enter the flight attendants' room.
Before I do, you still have to clear up a few issues surrounding your own circumstances.
I understand.
You may have tricked those attendants with your sophisticated talking, but you can't pull the wool over my eyes, Miles Edgeworth.
You can just call me Miles. We're adoptive brother and sister.
Let's not complicate things and go with the most obvious conclusion. The scene of the crime here was... the scene of the crime was here. In this very lounge, the body was discovered. From the time the victim was seen calling for an attendant until his body was found, the only person in this lounge the entire time was you, Miles Edgeworth. This unmistakably makes you the likeliest suspect.
The likeliest suspect, Francisca.
Do you have a problem with that?
No, but it's not like you to use such vague wordings. You're usually a bit more absolute.
I am simply trying to watch out for you. Or is my kindness too hard for you to comprehend?
Oh, we're about to be catty as hell to each other. Let's do it. Thank you, but your leniency is unnecessary, for I will prove my innocence soon enough. If I want to continue my investigation, I'll have to break her line of logic fast. Rebuttal.
Rebuttal.
Alright. Most obvious conclusion. Don't you think you're being a bit rash by simply declaring me the culprit?
I like my affairs to be simple and perfect. I'll show you the meaning of both when I finish this whole thing within 3 minutes.
Hey, you say that like you're cooking a pack of instant noodles.
I won't allow even 3 seconds of useless testimony to be interrupted in my presence.
I see she hasn't changed a bit. Great. Wonderful. But I won't allow her to send me to prison so easily. See, the crime was here, very loud, the body was discovered. So tell me, Francisca, do you know all there is to know about the crime scene?
I know all that I need to know in order to arrest you.
And nothing more?
Are you saying there's more I need to know?
Why did you whip me?
Sorry, Scruffy. My hand must have slipped.
It would appear that Francisca doesn't have all the facts of this case yet.
Hold it!
What did you mean by scene?
Please stop pretending like you don't know. It's insulting. Obviously, I'm talking about how Mr. Hicks was seen calling for an attendant at 5 a.m. And then, from the time after that call until the body was found.
Mm-hmm. The only person in this lounge the entire time was you.
Hold it!
Well, we know that's a lie, because Tenero was here too. While
Yeah.
it's true that I was in the lounge the whole time, that fact alone does not make me the criminal.
Objection!
Yeah, it's nice to hear her own voice.
Ha! We'll see about that at the conclusion of this investigation. However, there is one thing that even you must admit at this time.
Hold it!
Under the circumstances, I suppose I can argue that I am the most likely suspect. But I believe in you, sir. I don't think you did it. Miss Von Karma's gotta believe that too, right? I mean, you two are like siblings.
Quiet, Scruffy. Even if we were related by blood, that's no guarantee that he's not a criminal.
Francisca.
I demand to see some proof that you are not the guilty party.
Unlikely suspect. A roundabout euphemism. But it would appear that she doesn't know yet about the new evidence that we acquired and where we acquired it. I'll
The
take care of it.
suitcase.
Yeah, but just which one is do we press?
I think it's the scene of the crime. The scene of crime is in the lounge. So it wasn't.
Objection!
Hey, look at that. It would appear that you did not have all the information you needed after that.
And what does that mean?
I found a nice piece of evidence just before I was forced to stop investigating. A piece that proves that the body was moved from a different location. The killer used this suitcase to move the victim's body, meaning that the real scene of the crime is not this lounge at all!
Objection!
Now who's the one rashly jumping to conclusions?
Excuse me?
All you did was find this piece of cloth inside the suitcase. That doesn't prove that the body was moved. It could be that the killer simply chose that suitcase as a good place to hide the cloth.
I expected you would come to that conclusion. It would seem I can't escape that easily.
You should know better than that. Von Karma is perfect in every way.
But did you know that the killer definitely wheeled the suitcase around at some point?
Objection!
As if there is proof of that.
Or the fact there wasn't wheel stoppers is the thing.
The wheel stoppers.
How do I... But that's like not evidence.
Is it in one of the statements? No, that's not it.
Do I just present it?
Unless we can check it. Or present it again.
That's what I'm thinking. Do I just present it again and be like, the wheel stoppers! This... fucking... God damn it.
I pity answers no. Whippersnapper. How do we prove it? Alright. Oh, shit, that. Because there's wheel drag marks.
The spilled grape juice? Oh, wait, that's you.
The spilled grape juice in front of the elevator.
Yes, and I'd like to draw your attention to this area here. Oh, there are wheel marks!
Yeah,
oh,
I just noticed that.
I was like, are there gonna be wheel marks?
Take that.
This mark here. What did you say it looks suspiciously like tracks from two wheels?
I suppose.
Further, there is also grape juice residue on the wheels of the suitcase. What? We didn't...
What?
I never got that, but alright. Thanks for letting me know now, game. This means that the suitcase containing the victim's body definitely passed through here.
I suppose this means that the killer did move the victim's body from somewhere else.
I'm glad you've come to your senses.
Not so fast. This still doesn't put you in the clear, not by a long shot.
Oh boy. Part 2.
You prepared yourself and acquired the piggy bank before the plane hit that turbulence.
Well, we know that's a lie.
Yeah, that's a lie. And then, you waited for the victim in the lounge, where you beat him to death. Then, while you were in the elevator with the victim's body stuffed into the suitcase, the plane hits that patch of turbulence and out flew the body from within the suitcase. With no way out, you hastily put the suitcase back where you had taken it from, and pretended to be the discoverer of the body.
Not a bad bit of logic for something you thought of on the fly.
Just what are you insinuating?
That I will show you exactly how flawed your logic is. No matter how strong of a face you put on, not even you can hide your fears from me. What the fuck is that supposed to mean, Edgeworth? I'll expose the flaws in her logic.
Is that fucking that first point immediately?
Yeah, no, absolutely, because we know that we got the thing broke out of the case during turbulence. I do just want to see what she says, though. These are always fun. And how do you suppose I was able to take the piggy bank out of the display case? As I recall, the case was locked.
That's easy. If the case was locked, you simply had to hit the glass like this.
You've shattered my heart of glaze! So she wants to talk about the in-flight shop and Mr. Ifley Bank, doesn't she?
That takes care of how you obtained the murder weapon.
Hold it.
I thought there wasn't any of the victim's blood found in the lounge.
I thought you'd say that. What? Did you think I wouldn't have noticed? I think you just found a way to cleverly hide the blood splatter in the lounge. By accidentally spilling grape juice on top of it.
Are you accusing me of tampering with the crime scene now?
We'll see, won't we? The forensic scientists are hard at work on that as we speak.
And what do you suppose I did after that?
Hold it.
So I put the victim's body into the suitcase, and then where was I headed, Francisca?
You would bring it to first class where you could safely keep an eye on it.
We're talking about this thing, you know. I'd hardly call it discreet or ordinary.
Annoying brat. Well then, you were intending to leave it inside the elevator. But unfortunately for you, a wrench was thrown into your plans because...
Hold it.
That's so funny to imagine.
Oh!
Oh shit, my body!
You've experienced turbulence on a flight before?
Of course, many times. You get used to it after a while.
The patch we hit was especially rough, and I passed out briefly, but only for a second. Good thing it was only for a sec, sir. It'd be bad if you really blanked out. Yes, indeed. Fortunately, blanking out is exactly what got me into this mess in the first place.
That's enough of your idle chatter. I'm not through with you yet, Miles Edgeworth.
Hold it.
If I really were a criminal, do you really think I would be so easily caught?
Oh my god!
No, listen. If I was to kill someone, you know me, I would do a much better job than this.
You are certainly in the middle of being caught right now.
Here's my problem. No one's put a motive on it yet.
Yeah, really, no one has. They, like, the one motive earlier got squashed out immediately.
I have to say, you are looking rather caught right now. And I'll tell you exactly what you did after that. You loitered around in a lounge.
Pretend to be the discoverer.
Hold it!
Okay. I didn't pretend to be anything. I really was the first to discover the victim's body.
I suppose that's true.
So then, you're yielding to my statements.
Don't be foolish. I still insist that you are the killer. But, in that sense, you really were the first one to discover the body to be dead.
No matter what I say, she seems dead set on making me out to be the killer. Her logic is reasonably sound. And a large majority of it reflects the truth. But there is one point about it that is not quite right. Okay, it has to be this.
Yes.
Objection!
The fact that you took this piece of evidence into account in your testimony is to be commended. Your legal prowess is certainly something to be feared.
Evidence and logic. Essential tools to those who would stand in the courtroom must learn to master.
But what if there was a fake piece of evidence thrown into the mix?
A fake?
This Mr. Ifley piggy bank is just such a fake. It is not the real murder weapon.
What?
The timing of when the bank was taken from the shop is important, and it was taken after the turbulence had occurred.
But then, what about the blood on the bank? What do you make of that?
I assume it's not blood, is it?
It might be.
It's gonna be grape juice.
I just assume, like, they just hit the body afterwards.
I assume it was added after the murder when the killer fabricated this weapon. Looking at it this way, the killer basically did 3 things after the turbulence. After exiting the elevator, the killer brought the suitcase to the shop and left it there. Then the killer proceeded to pick the bank up from off the floor and to fabricate a fake murder weapon by hitting the victim on the head. Finally, the victim wallet was planted on my personage, in my pocket to be precise. So at this point, who the fuck did it?
Why did they do it?
Yeah, I'm thinking it's Sleepy Bitch. She keeps
Sleepy
trying
bitch.
to she keeps trying to throw De Niro under the bus. Everything was
You
done.
do be throwing her at her a lot.
Everything was done so that I would be framed for the murder of Mr. Ackaby Hicks.
You there! Yes, ma'am! Other than this piggy bank, was anything else resembling a murder weapon found? We didn't find anything in this lounge or in the shop that could be used as this one, ma'am! Most of the items that could be used were broken during the turbulence. And the remaining items all tested negative for any trace of blood.
I see.
I see. Well, Miles Edgeworth, it appears your stall tactics are at an end.
But it's possible it's just hidden somewhere, sir.
If the criminal had wanted to hide the weapon in a safer place, I think the weapon would have been hidden in the same place as the bloody cloth.
Exactly what I was thinking. Because the cloth was hidden inside that suitcase, it signals to me that the killer had not prepared a more secure place to hide the evidence. Which means the real murder weapon is either still on the murderer's personage, or is still at the real crime scene.
Objection!
There is one more possibility.
And that would be...
That the piggy bank is in fact the real weapon.
But didn't we just...
Let me finish. The killer took the bank out from the display case before the turbulence by opening the lock on the display case door. And it's at that time that the glass pane in the door was broken.
How?
I'd say that's a perfectly reasonable line of reasoning, wouldn't you? Let's see. So that means our killer had the key to the display case.
Francisca, the person you're talking about.
Not so fast, I'm not finished. The person I'm talking about also committed another sin. She tricked the captain and granted you permission to conduct your investigation. Yes, it is a sin of lying.
Oh boy.
Speaking of which, I recall that you would also wish to speak with her.
Yes.
Very well, permission granted. But only if I can sit down in your interrogation. Do we understand each other?
I have no intention of interrogating her, but you are welcome to accompany me if you so wish.
Miss Tenero's in the flight attendant's room. Let's move.
Flight attendant's room, 2:23 p.m.
So you're the one that poked around inside this plane without the captain's permission.
She is very angry.
Yes. Deviating from the flight attendant's manual is very unbecoming, you know.
That seems like a weird thing for you to have a problem with.
Yeah. What were you hoping to accomplish by doing that? Oi!
Miss Tenero,
Ah, Mr. Edgeworth, you're here too?
can you please help us and shed some light on why you did what you did?
Alright.
Oh boy. Oh, it's the sad music. Oh, there's a... Oh, that's...
Oh.
Okay, I
Leaves the
didn't know. I thought that was the door out of there. There's all junk inside these boxes. There's no rhyme or reason to any of it.
That's our lost and found, Mr. Edgeworth.
Gold crowns and swords and necklaces. It's like a treasure trove in here, sir. The fact that these were left in the plane implies they were carried on to begin with. Something tells me it's time for iFly to send its metal detectors out for repairs. There's another suitcase. One of those suitcases designed by Miss Tenero. You can tell it's hardly ever been used by the lack of even a single scratch on it. Alright, lady. Oh, she's real sad.
Oh.
Why did you lie about receiving the captain's permission like that?
Because I didn't think I would be able to get his permission.
What do you mean?
The captain, he only has ears for Cammy.
Oh god, we really are having infighting.
I spoke with the captain a little earlier myself. He definitely seems to be rather taken with Miss Meal. Yes, and on top of that, I had mistakenly accused Mr. Edgeworth of being the killer. I wanted to make amends.
In that case, please allow me to thank you for what you did. Thanks to you, I was able to clear myself of all charges.
Really? You were able to prove your innocence? Oh, thank goodness! Miss Tenero, is it? There's one more thing I'd like to ask of you. You were in the in-flight shop just before the turbulence, weren't you? Please answer honestly. Yes, I was. And why were you there? Well,
Why the sudden hesitation? Francisca seems to have struck a nerve. Give me 1 second. It's gotten to that point where it's now kind of dark in my room.
No worries.
I don't want, like, the monitors blaring all fucking, like, burning a hole in my eyes. Okay. Just move back around. Alright.
All I did was go check up in the shop like I always do. You're saying it was for work, then? Yes, I'm in charge of the shop, so I have to keep an eye on it. I don't have any reason to go there otherwise. After your visit to the shop, you paid a visit to this room, correct? Yes, I came back to freshen up and adjust my makeup. I'm sorry, but there isn't much else to tell.
Miss Gennaro claims to have no reason other than duty to go to the shop. But is that all there is to it? Maybe I should ask her about that thing. It's the suitcase.
Probably.
please take a look at this for me, Mr. Nero?
Oh, that suitcase!
Yes. About this suitcase, you were the
One
one who
second.
designed it, correct? Okay.
My niece opens the door.
Oh, it's
What
a
are you
run.
doing?
What are you doing?
Hello, Ray.
And I think I figured something else out about it. The suitcase is the reason you went to the shop, isn't it?
There's nothing you won't find out eventually, is there?
Won't you please tell me more about this suitcase?
Yes, I was interested in seeing how the suitcases I had designed were selling. I know that as a service professional, I'm not supposed to care. But I really wanted to know. And I was glad to see that it was the last one there.
Oh shit!
Yeah, there was.
There were two
Only-
there!
Yeah.
Oh, so it can't be her! Because that means it was already taken!
Yeah, someone else had the suitcase.
The last one there. Hold on a second, lady. So you're saying, Mr. Nero, that the suitcase in question was the last one?
Yes, they're just so popular. They're practically flying off the shelves.
Oh, she's twitching. She's lying. Look. That's not exactly the impression I got.
The one in the shop is most definitely the last one.
Well, we're currently looking at that suitcase.
Really? Then I guess we sold all of them. Thank you very much for taking the last one.
I didn't say anything about buying it.
Then say you'll buy it.
I'm sorry, I can't.
But why? I think it'd go great with your complexion, Mr. Edgeworth. It really suits you. I guarantee it personally as a service professional.
Well, that is... How should I put this? It's hideous?
What?
Maybe that was a bit too direct? Moving on. My issue with the suitcase isn't the design, it's the number of them remaining.
Remaining?
There were two suitcases in the in-flight shop when I investigated it.
Two? But that's impossible. I'm sure there's only one. Looks like her story has generated quite the contradiction. When I left the shop, I'm positive there's only one suitcase left.
God, the window for when this could have happened, it keeps getting fucking smaller and smaller. By the way, Miss Tenero, what is one of those suitcases doing here?
That's...
Is it hers? I thought you said there was only one left.
That one is, it's mine. I've used it for a very long time now.
I mean, she did design it. It makes sense.
Yeah.
She used it for a long time. I think not. There weren't any scuff marks or anything.
Yeah, there's no
on it.
scuff marks on it.
I was like, oh, that makes sense. Miss Tenero, I would appreciate it if you didn't lie to me.
Excuse me?
I don't believe for even 1 second that you used it for a very long time. What proves that this hasn't been used for nearly as long as Tenero says? Is it the tag on it?
It might be.
Take that!
Tell me, Mr. Nero, is it also your habit to keep the price tag pristine on your suitcase?
What is the meaning of this? Why would you lie about the suitcase?
Despite having faith in her design sense, the sales number made her cry bitter tears. The truth is becoming incredibly clear to me. Is she buying her own suitcase?
Oh my god.
Oh, I feel so bad for her! Mr. Nero, I think I understand. I know what you are trying to hide. This is like my favorite part of Ace Attorney, is that everyone has like a weird thing that they do. None of these people are normal. None of these people are well adjusted to society.
None of them.
This suitcase was originally in the in-flight shop. seeing as how the price tag is still on the suitcase, one can only assume it was out on the floor for sale in the shop. And the person who bought the suitcase was... It was her. She bought it.
She bought it.
Oh, poor baby. I feel so bad for her.
Aww.
I hate to say this, but the suitcase that you designed, it hasn't sold very well, has it? That we know that too, because they were all 50% off. Oh
Yeah.
my god. You saw how poorly the design that you poured your heart into was selling, and were deeply hurt. That's why you wanted to make it look like it was selling by buying it yourself. Isn't that right?
Then, the reason you went to the shop and came back here was... I'm sorry! All I really had is my job. I was overjoyed when my design was chosen. I thought that maybe I would finally accomplish something.
But the suitcases didn't sell.
It's because of the design, isn't it? All because it's, as you put it, hideous.
I can't say that they chose a great place in which to sell them either.
We weren't selling a single one, and they were just sitting there collecting dust. Oh, second.
Child. Poor lady.
Okay, I'm good. I felt so bad seeing them there, day in and day out. So I decided to buy one for every flight I worked.
Oh!
Oh my god.
You buy one every single time you work a flight.
I see. So in order to keep your resolution, you went and bought one today as well. Yes, and here's my receipt for that purchase.
Oh, I feel so bad because I know this
Oh
is
my
gonna have to
God.
be used as evidence, and we're gonna have to be like, look at how sad this lady is! This receipt is clearly timestamped 5:40 a.m.
The truth is, there's still a bunch of them left unsold. They're playing the script on remaining ones at the end of this flight.
Mr. Now, where are these other suitcases?
They should be all down in the cargo hold. Then the suitcase the killer used...
Could very well have come from the cargo hold.
Mr. Edgeworth, you don't think that the killer used one of my suitcases to...
I know this is a weird thing, but I can hear the two voices mixing
I
together.
noticed it. They fucking mixed that one time. I was like, shit.
Oh god, that's not good to hear, Ray. I hope you get better.
Oh no.
Yes, I do. The killer used one of your beloved suitcases to move the victim's body.
Ah! How could they? Those suitcases are meant to be faithful partners to our passengers on their trips.
Like, listen, they do look awful, but, like, I do still feel bad for this lady.
That's all I ever wished for them to be.
Mr. Narrow, is there any way I could get into the cargo hold other than the elevator?
The only other way is just through this door here.
And what about security?
That door has no special lock installed because... Just to enter this room, you need a special key card that only crew members have access to.
Which means that the culprit is someone who can enter this room, eliminating passengers and leaving only crew members as potential suspects.
I can't believe it.
Yes, Francisca?
Going on with these wild goose chases. You are a disgrace to the Von Karma name.
Well, good thing my last name's Edgeworth! And what do you mean by that?
The suitcase came from the cargo hold. That fact alone tells the whole story.
Yes, which is why I said the culprit must be a crew member who used their key card.
Miles Edgeworth. You're proposing that the killer rode the elevator from the cargo hold, correct?
Yes, that's the only realistic possibility.
That other attendant, Miss Meal. I asked her earlier and she had this to say.
Francisca got information out of this meal. Oh,
In order to make the elevator go down to the cargo hold, a different key card is required.
oh, a different one.
Yes, and the only person who holds that particular card is you, Miss Rhoda Tenero, and only you. Ah!
What? Is this true, Miss Tenero?
Yes! I keep the key card in my locker at all times.
Could you please show us that card right now?
Yes! Hold on.
Oh, Jesus.
Ah! I don't believe it!
What's wrong? It's not there, is it?
The key card! It's gone! Ha ha ha! Very clever. Pretending that your card was stolen when in fact you're just trying to hide it from us. You've really thought this through. Wait! It's not like that! You can tell us all about what it's like down at the station. Officer, arrest this woman! Yes, ma'am!
Oh boy.
Mr. Edgeworth!
I said I went and got a snack, and I came back with a whole ass bowl of cereal.
Okay, I'm back for realsies now.
Okay, I'm also back for realsies. I went and got food, too.
I got a snack and I had to text a coworker who I'm going to be carpooling with tomorrow. I got the only chip in my house, Doritos.
I got a bowl of Apple Jacks, baby.
Oh, yeah. We dining like kings.
Yeah!
What's wrong? There's disbelief written all over your face.
Francisca, I know that you are the lead investigator on this case, however...
Hold it! Don't even think about wasting any more of my time. You know the rules as well as I do. Evidence speaks louder than words.
Are you really gonna do this to me right now? Are we really fucking doing this?
Even if this isn't a courtroom, that basic tenet still applies.
Okay.
I intend to investigate the cargo holds now. What will you do, Miles Edgeworth?
I intend to do likewise. Oh boy.
And then Miss Tenero was found dead.
I don't know. That's no bueno.